Okay, where we're at is the Loxahatchee trailhead. It's nice to get out here in South Florida, places where you can see the horizon. There's not too many places. You've got another trailhead just a little bit farther south from us that I like. I've never been here at Loxahatchee. They have an entrance up here. Supposedly there's fees to go beyond this point. You can have a pass for the year for $25. I think there's a $10 pass for the day or something. Obviously your bargain is your $25 for the year if you got boats. A lot of people come here for their boats and they launch to get into the Everglades. You've got a lot of these really big alligators here everywhere, and they rent canoes and kayaks and john boats. I'm not so confident about how profitable their canoe and kayak rentals would be when you have so many alligators. This is a January day. In the spring, early summer, they get more frisky, but I still don't feel comfortable about being out there in the water with them. And then kayak. Maybe that's why the john boat and kayak and canoe concession isn't open today. We've got a place that rents the kayaks, the canoes. Here's the pricing. This is where you pay to come in, but they're not open today. But it is a beautiful day out here today. The weather is like in the 60s, which is something that happens here like 5 days in the year. One thing you got to be careful about, there's some attractions here in South Florida where people actually feed the alligators. They're not supposed to do it, but I've seen them do it. And it makes the alligators comfortable around people until they get hungry. So, yeah, I'm not comfortable going in the water in really small boats like a kayak, where there's lots and lots of alligators. And as far as my inflatables, that's a story for the news. Man inflatable eaten by alligator. He deserved it. But it's a beautiful area. The nice thing about this trailhead is you've got some water that's broken up by these little spits of land here, and then you've got some wider parts. The trailhead south of us is just very narrow canals where you've got some more open spaces of water. I often thought that a duck punt like they have over in England would be perfect for this area, but then I realized the people who use a duck punt, they lay in the bottom and they put their leg over the side. Chomp. What you want to do is get to a flat bottom boat and use a pole. Pull your little skiff around. Gets a little sail to go downwind. You got a little boat, you got to have a 10-foot pole with an orange flag at the top. That's the law around here. Once you go out to the other back areas, you got to have a 10-foot pole with the flag on top. But this trail here goes pretty far. You can take your bicycles. No powered vehicles are allowed past here. Just bicycles, horses, hikers. But there's not too many places you can fish from shore easily because the shore has so much aquatic plants, which is good. So often here in South Florida, you don't have any aquatic plants because they spray herbicides all along the shore. If you don't see this alongside a canal or a river, that means they're spraying. This is what you're supposed to see. This is natural. This is what you're always going to see in the rivers and the creeks and the canals, that they don't spray. But look how nice that is to get out there in the back part of it. This is the Loxahatchee. This is my first time here at the Loxahatchee. Very nice day out. Beautiful weather. It's good to be away from so many hundreds of thousands of people. Or actually, Broward County is over 1.7 million in Dade, and over 1 million in Palm Beach. So we got a lot of people everywhere. So it's just nice to get away in nature and be around something that isn't gas stations and donut shops. Got a nice open area here. Saw some really cool birds I hadn't seen before, and I've been here all my life. If this does not have a no fishing sign, someone's not doing their job. You know, if you're outdoors in South Florida and you're enjoying yourself and you're not paying somebody, you're breaking the law. Oh yeah, this has fishing spot all over it. Put my gravity chair here and an umbrella. Sell my clothes, I've gone to heaven. What do you think? A lot of grass. A lot of grass beds, that's good. Let's go take a peek over there. I saw this driving in from over there. It looked like a big concrete ramp. This is a levee. On the other hand, when I saw that, man, if all those people with skateboards and bicycles saw this, they'd be making this a skate park. And just got to get some ramps on the other side. Now that's different. You don't find too many areas out here in the wilderness that have a nice paved road that doesn't have traffic on it. This would be ideal for a little sailing bicycle. Little sailing bicycle. Anything with wheels and a sail. Scoot along here, right along the edge of the rim. Wonder how far this goes. Have to look on Google Map. Got traffic coming. So there goes my plans for the sailing bicycle. They'd kick you off. Maybe not. They'd have to catch it first. Man, the weather. You just don't know how nice the weather is today. It's like an ice cream sandwich in July. It's just beautiful. You can't waste weather like this here in South Florida. You got to be out in a place like this. It's normally 99% humidity and bugs and heat and unpleasantness. This is like the air conditioner's on high as far as you can see. It's just good to be alive. Got some smoke from way over there. That might be from the sugarcane. So yeah, you got a high point over there and a high point here. So like this is a channel for some reason. I'm not understanding the flood control shenanigans. But yeah, this is a perfect place for a sailing bicycle. I tell you what, sailing bicycle coming at you. Sailing bicycle coming at you. They have those sailing bicycles called Wikes, W-H-I-K-E. Bicycle. But wouldn't it be fun to have something you could just put out here, and if the wind was nice, just scoot along, nice and quiet, riding with the wind through the Everglades. I could go farther, see what's around the bend, but I think it's just more of the same. This is why you have to have a flag 10 foot up in the air. If you can't find a place, just look for the two towers. Once again, a nice little fishing spot. You got a perfect little launching ramp for the alligators. The interesting thing about this little holding area for the rental boats is those trees. They've got some Norfolk Island pines growing there, which aren't native to South Florida. They're landscape trees. Somebody, I bet, had a house here a couple generations ago, way out here in the Everglades. And then they built the road. Maybe it wasn't a house, maybe it was a business establishment, but a bait shop or something. Now this, all that's left is the trees. You get some really big bass in there a certain time of year. Has to be a full moon though. Look there, I think that's a mangle. I could be wrong. So you got a big old ficus, and an oak tree, and a Norfolk Island pines. Every time I see Norfolk Island pines, I think of Sir Francis Chichester. When he was flying from England to Australia, he landed at Norfolk Island, and his plane came across a little place where he could land at Norfolk Island, and they had a telegraph wire stretched between some hills, and his wheels caught on his plane, and he said he could feel something happen to his plane where it stopped. Then it started going backwards, and then went up and went down. So, like the Bugs Bunny cartoons. That's where the Norfolk Island pines come from. The Norfolk Island off of around New Zealand, Australia, that part of the globe. All right, guys, look at those little birds. Wonder what they are. Well, I guess we'll call it a day. Spent Robb's homemade life out and about at the Loxahatchee with the Everglades alligators. They're everywhere. Little boogers. All right, guys. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure being here in your wonderful town.